Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is meteorologist Brian Peters with you for the Weather Extreme video for this Saturday, December the 3rd. And what a gorgeous day it's going to be, too. And if you've got a Christmas parade to go to, as I do, you're going to have some great weather. Let's take a look at some Skycam imagery this morning. Here's a look at one of my favorite spots as the sun is rising in the east over Cheehaw, and certainly a bit of color there. And then a bit of color as we go up to North Alabama and into the Huntsville area. So starting off the day, very nice. Looks like clouds will be on the increase. As you can see, there's a lot of weather off to our west and to the northwest. And while the weather is relatively close, it is certainly not going to be advancing our way anytime in the immediate future. It's going to be at least a couple of days. In the upper atmosphere, we've got a very deep low-pressure trough over the southern Rockies, and that will be coming out on Tuesday primarily. But in the meantime, it'll be bringing clouds our way for the next couple of days. I think today mostly high cirrus clouds, and then tomorrow we should see clouds thickening up quite a bit. And that will pave the way for some rain beginning late in the day on Monday and going into Tuesday, ending on Wednesday. Warming ahead of that next system. As you can see, we've got some 50s stretching up into southeastern Oklahoma and a good portion of the eastern two-thirds of Texas. That will be warming up the eastern half of the country nicely over the next couple of days. We're still, kind of chilly. We've got quite a range in temperatures with 44 at the Birmingham Airport and 32 at Tuscaloosa, 33 at Anniston, so it's quite a range this morning. Head of that storm system, of course, you can see that there is a good deal of all kinds of weather watches and warnings in effect, and those purple and reddish ones are all related to winter weather. We're interested primarily in the fact that it's going to be another wet soaker. We had a nice one last week. Looks like we're headed for another one this week. I would say from the time rain starts till the time the rain ends on Wednesday, it looks like we are going to expect about 1 to 2 inches once again across much of central Alabama, with maybe as much as 3 inches across the northwest part of Alabama. Doesn't look like we're going to see much in the way of severe weather activity, which is always good. Might hear a peal of thunder or two, maybe a rumble, but I think it would be elevated convection primarily, and as you can see for day 2, the Storm Prediction Center not outlooking anything right now, and nothing in days 3 or 4. All right, let's go to the 06Z GFS model run this morning. And there's surface high pressure centered over the mid-Atlantic states, nosing across the southeastern U.S., and that is certainly the predominant player in our weather pattern, and that keeps things off to our west through Sunday. Again, we'll probably see clouds thickening up quite a bit on Sunday and definitely early Monday. By Monday, the overall big trough is beginning to nudge its way out. Again, this is a rather slow system, so that brings the weather a whole lot closer during the day on Monday. But I think probably rain chances in the western part of the state increase pretty substantially by Monday afternoon. Getting ahead of myself there. The trough does open up and begin to come out pretty well on Tuesday, and that is certainly going to be our wet day where it looks like it's going to be rather chilly. Temperatures probably holding steady in the 50s, kind of like what we saw in this last system. And by the way, do notice the thickness values down to the 540 line, the blue ones, coming all the way down into the southern portion of Texas there, and that certainly is going to be a cold system. Wednesday, the trough finally gets out. Now, we've got this big hanging back closed low up over central Canada. So the long wave trough position is not changing, but the short waves move through that. And that should move the weather on out of here. And you can see that we're going to be pretty chilly on Wednesday as well. I don't think we're going to see temperatures get out of the probably going to have trouble getting out of the 40s. Then on Thursday, it looks like with the long wave trough position and the main trough to our west, we stay dry. It should be just a beautiful but chilly day on Thursday. The trough gets closer, and again, this is the long wave trough position, but it's not likely to be doing much more than bringing some cold air, as you can see from the blue lines, the dashed blue lines representing the thicknesses, so it's going to be bringing some colder air our way. The trough finally arrives in the eastern half of the country on Saturday, and the question is going to be how much moisture it can bring. It looks like this it's going to be very little in the way of moisture, not being able to tap into any moisture out of the Gulf or out of the Pacific. So it would look like right now, at least for Saturday, maybe some clouds. And with clouds and cold, of course, you may have a few flurries, but I certainly am not thinking we're going to see anything more than that. And just edging out into voodoo for Sunday. This is the 11th of December, week from tomorrow. Surface high pressure centered over about Tupelo, and that will dry us out and we'll be kind of cool. Now, extending the weather forecast out into voodoo country, we get back under predominantly a ridge around the 14th. That's Wednesday the 14th, and so that keeps us dry and, I don't want to say warm, but certainly mild for this time of year. But then we drop back into the deep freeze again around the 18th with another wet system as we see these continual progression of these storm systems about once a week or so. And that's good because, of course, we can use some of that rain. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect to have the next one posted around 7:30 or 8 on Sunday morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a wonderful day. And if you get a chance to come out to the Helena Christmas Parade today at 1:30, be sure to say hello. I'll be narrating that parade, which I do every year. In the meantime, have a great day and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.